The number one question I get in all my videos is what's the best DJ controller? And the answer to that question heavily depends on your budget and your bank account. So in this video, I'm gonna go through my favorite controllers, starting from the most affordable, which are usually best for beginners and cheapskates like me, to the semi-expensive, which are mostly targeted for professionals and uber-rich hobbyists. Anyway, let's get started with the best controllers under $150. Coming at number 3 at a price of $130, the Hercules DJ Impulse 200. More recently, Hercules has been releasing some great DJ controllers, and the DJ Impulse 200 surely is one of them. For the price listed, you have all the essentials needed to smoothly mix, like a 2-channel mixer with gain control knobs, built-in sound card, performance pads, as well as DJU software and Serato DJ Lite. My only gripe with it, however, is that it's limited to only 4 performance pads. But again, for what you get, it's not bad at all. So overall, I give this controller 4 out of 5. Now, moving on to number 2, listed at $150, is the ddj-200. Pioneer DJ has certainly packed a lot into this tiny DJ controller, with 8 performance pads per deck, 3-band EQ, large tempo faders, Bluetooth capability for their mobile app and more, and compatibility with Rekordbox DJ. The ddj-200 is a perfect controller if you're looking to get into the Pioneer DJ ecosystem, since it provides you with a full version of Rekordbox DJ, which is the same software used with the professional line of controllers. And that for me is its best feature, because with Rekordbox DJ, this controller can essentially do anything a professional DJ unit can. But this unit is not the best in this category for 2 big reasons. Number 1, it doesn't have a sound card, which means that this controller can't output sound on its own, so you need to use your laptop or phone to do so. Number 2, it lacks very important buttons and knobs like the browse and load buttons, trim knobs, pad mode selectors, etc. So that means you have to rely on triggering those functions on your laptop or phone. So because of all that, I give this controller a rating of 3 out of 5. So moving on to number 1, coming at $135, we have the Numark Party Mix 2. Having compatibility with Serato DJ Lite, Algorithm DJ Pro, and Virtual DJ, this controller provides you the widest opportunity to choose a DJ software that most suits your fancy. Just like the Hercules DJ Impulse 200, it has everything you need to perform a great mix. However, Numark has gone an extra step by adding a built-in light show and attachable speaker to complete your DJ setup. Now, I'm not a fan of having only 4 performance pads here again, but still it gets the job done. So I'm going to give this controller 4 out of 5. And with that said, let's move on to the under $300 price range category. Now, keep in mind that these controllers are great beginner DJ units, but can also work quite well for intermediate and advanced DJs looking for something more compact and portable. So at third place with a price tag of $249 is the Pioneer DDJ SB3. This Serato DJ controller is a complete controller with a 2-channel mixer containing gain, 3-band EQ, and filter knobs. It also comes with 8 performance pads per deck and some cool pad modes that can help excite your DJ performance like Beat Slicer mode. But my gripe with this controller is that it only comes in Serato DJ Lite rather than Serato DJ Pro, and the fact that it has a pad scratch function, which I think is a pretty gimmicky feature. So overall, I give this controller 3 out of 5. Next, at second place, listed at $299, is the Hercules DJ Impulse 500. Hercules went all out on this controller, including a solid and rigid build, innovative features, RGB performance pads, RC and PL outputs, a pop-out stand, and compatibility with DJU software and Serato DJ. This controller for me is the complete package and can definitely last until you become a top 100 DJ. But my slight gripe with this unit, which can be overlooked if you can pay extra, is again the fact that it comes with Serato DJ Lite instead of Pro. But it does come with DJ software, enabling you to use all of its features freely. So overall, I give this controller a whopping 5 out of 5. It simply is the best in this category if you're looking for value for money, and if you like Serato DJ or DJU software, this is the controller to get. Moving on to number 1, we have the Pioneer ddj-400. This unit comes with everything you would expect from a controller at this price range. So it has all the essentials and none of the gimmicks. The only thing that it lacks compared to the Impulse 500 is a PL output, which is a small gripe for what you get at $250. There are two important reasons why this controller for me is my top pick. Number 1. The ddj-400 comes with Rekordbox DJ, which basically allows you to use all of its features and functions for free. Number 2. The unit's layout resembles what you would normally find in a club like a CDJ and DJM setup. So when you do play with an expensive kit like that, you'll be at least familiarized with its layout. So overall, I give this controller 5 out of 5. Now, before we move on, let me mention a few controllers that are pretty good but didn't quite make it to the cut. And they are the Reed Buddy and Numark Platinum FX sitting at 4th and 5th place. Let's now move on to our third tier of controllers, the under $1,000 category. Now, in 3rd place, we have the ddj-flx 6 sitting at $599. So for that price tag, the FLX 6 is one of the cheapest controllers to provide you 4-channel mixing. On top of that, you also get full-size jog wheels with track position displays, compatibility with Rekordbox DJ and Serato DJ Pro, as well as innovative new features such as merge effects and jog cutter mode. But at this price range, this controller sorely lacks in the output department because this unit only has RCA outputs. Otherwise, the FLX 6 is a great well-rounded controller for beginner to intermediate level DJs looking to try and sample the best of both worlds with DJ softwares. And because of all that, I give this unit a rating of 3 out of 5. Now, moving on to 2nd place, we have the ddj-800 at a price tag of $799. Personally, I feel that this is Pioneer DJ's most underrated DJ controller because in reality, it is essentially a cheaper ddj-1000 with 2 channels and everything you'll ever need for DJing. Included with the unit are LCD displays in the jog wheels, hardware-based effects, a variety of inputs and outputs, RGB lights, Rekordbox DJ, and many more. There honestly really isn't much to hate about this controller, and if I had a choice to bring either a ddj-1000 or 800 to a gig, I'm choosing the 800 every time, since it's more portable, does the job, and has all the outputs I could ever need. So because of all these factors, I give this controller 5 out of 5. Moving on to number 1 in the $1,000 category, we have the Denon DJ Prime Go at $999. This all-in-one controller for me is the best DJ unit among all the other controllers in this video because this controller doesn't need a laptop to function, is portable, has all the outputs and inputs needed, and just simply works perfectly well. Denon DJ truly set the bar high with this one because in addition to what I just said, this unit features a full 7-inch touchscreen display, battery power, wireless streaming, and so much more. But of course, this unit isn't perfect. I do have a couple of gripes and they are the tiny size jog wheels, 4 performance pads per deck, and inability to work with any DJ software so far. All in all though, this controller is the best bang for buck you can get if you just want to DJ without a laptop and need something portable. So with that said, I'm giving this controller 5 out of 5. Now moving on to our last category, we have the controllers under $2,000. Keep in mind though, that these controllers basically have everything you'll ever need for DJing. They're pretty much perfect in my eyes, and they all do the job of beginner and advanced level of DJing impeccably well. What separates them and what will determine your choice is the software they use. So please consider that first and foremost before you sell a kidney to afford any of these units. So starting at 3rd place, we have the Rain 1. As mentioned in my recent review of the Rain 1, this is my favorite Serato DJ controller period. With 2 7-inch motorized platters, this makes turntablists like me absolutely love this controller. But this unit is not my top pick for 3 reasons. Number 1, it's a niche controller aimed for DJs who like to use moving platters and are into the more technical side of DJing like scratching. Number 2, unlike its contemporaries in this price range, this unit uses internal effects and personally for me, they're not really my type. I would much rather have hardware-based effects. Number 3, this unit doesn't have a 4-channel mixer, which is pretty much a must-have when you're considering a controller at this price range. So because of all of those factors, I'm giving this controller a rating of 4 out of 5. Now, moving on to 2nd place, we have the Denon DJ Prime 4 at $1,899. The Prime 4 stands out not only for its large touchscreen display, but also from the fact that it can act as a standalone controller, meaning that a laptop is not required to use it. So you can do 2 and 4 deck mixing internally with just 2 decks, which is pretty crazy if you think about it. And at this price range, you can expect to be quite happy with its build quality, ins and outs, and just sheer ability to get the job done exceptionally well. But it doesn't stop there though. In addition to being a standalone controller, the Prime 4 can also work with Serato DJ Pro, so this unit pretty much has all DJs covered. My only gripe with this unit though is that it's quite big and heavy, so if you're a scrawny mobile DJ like me, you may find this unit a bit tough to carry. But all in all, if you can afford this unit, this controller will satisfy all your DJ needs and more. So the Prime 4 gets a 5 out of 5 from me. Last but not least, for the final controller of the video and in first place, we have the Pioneer ddj-1000 and 1000 SRT. Apart from the XDJ-XZ, this is the closest you can get to a full CDJ and DJM set in terms of familiarity. So the ddj-1000 line offers a mixer section that is essentially a DJM 900 Nexus while still offering two full-size decks with professional standard jog wheels, 8 RGB performance pads per deck, built-in jog wheel displays, hardware-based effects, all the inputs and outputs you could ever need, and a Magville crossfader and a solid aluminum semi-portable build. For me, there really isn't anything wrong with this controller at all, because it covers everything a professional DJ would ever need from a Pioneer DJ setup, except of course the ability to work without a laptop. So at this price range, the Pioneer ddj-1000 line is hard to beat, and because of that, I give this unit a 5 out of 5. And that's it. And if you're still watching this video, let me know which controller is your favorite down below, and also include a star emoji in your comments so I know who you are. And with that said, thank you so much for watching everyone, and I will see you all in the next one.